Good morning, everybody. So just I want to have a brief that who are from industries and who are from the educational institutes. So industries, if you can raise your hand. Okay. So means around 70% from institutes. Okay. So this will be a mismatch because once we discuss about the industries and institutes they go a lot of theory and we discuss a lot of practical things. So before to start my presentation, I want to ask you 2-3 questions. Now the general tendency in the cities that we are going for vertically upwards, so high-rise buildings. Now suppose somebody is staying in a 2-stair building or maybe in the second floor or third floor and having a balcony. Now there are a lot of thefts. So whether they will close the balcony with grills or they will leave it open?
It should be open.
It should be open. Good. Now you are going to the hospitals and you see the critical patients. So they have been put inside the ICU and it is told to the patients and the patients' relatives that only one attendant is allowed because they want proper rest. So whether the ICU should be on the top floor or on the ground floor?
Ground floor.
But ground floor, lot of people will come. For many other reasons, there may be a lot of chaos.
But it will be easy to evacuate the because they need more attention.
Anything is good. So at the time of fire, these people they know if you are in a multi-story building. Now suppose there is a fire on the main gate, you cannot come out, and when you search for help, the fire department of government of Odisha, they will come to rescue you and they will rescue you from the balcony. And if the balcony is closed, you have to enjoy the fire till the balcony is caught, the grill of the balcony is caught and a passage is made. So it is left to you whether you close. If you close, you will enjoy the fire later on. Okay. And they have rightly told in ICU, so this is the only thing because evacuation is better. I am just making you still more interesting. Now in the ICU, there are how many patients? One or more than one? More than one. Suppose there are 10 patients in ICU. There are how many attendants? Attendant from hospital side. Now suppose there is a fire. To carry one attendant, carry one patient, how many people are required? Two. Minimum 2. Now if 10 patients are there, 20 people are required. Attendant is 2 to 4. How you will manage or you will still enjoy?
We can use that bed.
So they have the wheels on the bed, so it will take some time, but still the transportation, I think.
No, I am telling you, it requires immediately they are required to be evacuated. Correct? You are having 2 people, if you are having time, they can replace 200, no problem. But all these 20 people are required to be evacuated within 5 minutes. So unless otherwise a personal attention is there, it is quite difficult to evacuate. So this is another part. Now suppose in a school, you are having nursery, you are having class 10 suppose. Now you are having a 5-story building. So the nursery will be on the 5th floor or on the ground floor? Now you have already applied your mind. This is called application of theory into practical. So my point is, we will discuss certain things. So So I am giving you some of the statistics. I hope everything, these slides etc. will be available to you. I request, so it will be available with you, and if anybody is interested, it will be shared. So don't spend much time on this. Okay. So it happens that in spite of the best of the efforts, still accidents are going on. And if you look into the statistics in India, almost every year, now 10,000 people are dying because of accidents and Odisha share is 10%. And for last 2 years, we are number 1. Okay. So I don't know what will happen in 25, 23, 24, we are number 1. 25 also, our statistics is good till now. So some of the incidents I am telling you, these are some of the statistics that the Indians died in fire. This I was giving you in the year maybe 2019. Anyway, but it indicates that 35 Indians died of fire accident every day. Over 50% of the factories still lack adequate fire alarm and detection system, and 40% are still completing structural renovations. Just I was telling you, now suppose there will be a fire. It is the last stage of Ostandi. Upon participant though. Suppose there will be a fire, what you will do? A room bhitre niya jali gala. Kon karibe?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Suppose there is a fire in this room. So what you will do?
Try to escape first.
Try to escape.
Huh.
From which route?
Door. Wherever
Door.
there is an exit possible.
So the nearest door that you will pass. But this door is opening inward.
I will use the back.
No, back you will definitely do, but first you will try the front. My point is little different. When suppose there are a lot of other people, everybody will try to run away. So you will open it. By the time you leave, it will start to again closing. The second person again he will move, again he will go. So for free movement or free escaping, it is a barrier. If it is open outward, then people can go on moving. Am I correct? So little thinking, which is practical in nature, can be put into application wherever you go. Now this can become your problem. And he is talking that I will jump on the other side. Because there is a provision, because glass is there, it can be immediately broken, so you will jump. But while jumping, what is there on the outside, you have to also think. Because you are not having a helmet. The only helmet, the outer cover God has given, it has got some limitation. And you are not with helmet inside your room. Am I correct? When we go inside the factory, many places it is written that we don't allow anybody inside our factory without shoes and helmets. Am I correct?
Yes.
Huh? Why? Why they don't allow? Safety only. If you can re-put it in another way, the management don't allow anybody to go inside your head because they don't want to take guarantee of your head once you are inside their factory. Are they safe? If they are safe, they would have told, please come inside our factory without helmet. We are taking guarantee of your head. Eh? Sir, बैठिए आराम से. मेरा कहने का मतलब है, one industry is telling we don't allow anybody inside our factory without shoes and helmet. Whether the industry is safe or unsafe.
Sir, unsafe.
देख ले, change कर ले. Immediate amendment है ये वाला.
There is a greater probability of accident in such places, sir. So it is
Correct. You are. I hope you are a professor. Definitely a scientist. Good. Scientist will think. No. What he told is correct. So one of the thing is you are in the conference hall. Whether anybody has given you any proverb or quotation or any signage that you have to come inside the conference hall with helmet. No. Means the management here or whoever is the owner of this conference hall, they are having the strong confidence in their mind that there will be absolutely no problem to your head once you are inside this conference hall. But why industries are telling, and we say they are very much safety conscious. Now what the scientist is telling, it is correct. In spite of the best of the efforts, if something may happen, they are legally liable. So that's why they are asking. But the best thing is, if you, there is already in foreign countries, they are telling that you make your workplace in such a way that person can go without helmet. That is the best safety place. If at all, there may be some places where helmets are required, not in all places. But why you will make it mandatory that while entering inside the factory, you have to put on a helmet? Suppose somebody is going to the administrative block, where the HR people are there, some marketing people are there, procurement people are there, some research group are there. They are not going inside the plant. So you have to segregate the plant into different sectors depending on the risk, and accordingly you have to prioritize that these areas require this. Now suppose, now there is a matter of fire. Now suppose this building is designed by somebody. Whoever has designed, they have made lot of arrangements that how to escape from fire. The first thing is design. Now in science, when we are talking about fire, we have to calculate a fire load. What is fire load? Now suppose this room catches fire. So how much in what is the time when it will make a devastating features? It depends on the fire load, depending on the flammable material. Now all these furnitures are wooden. These are all flammable in nature. So this will add fire. It is a fuel to the fire. So while designing, we are having a self-fueling system also. It is just like people are cutting trees, making papers, and writing on the paper, don't cut trees. Similarly, we are in the conference hall and we are teaching or we are learning that how to tackle fire. And we are having a house where we are having the self-fuel so that even if in case of there is a fire, we can enjoy the fire. So, if you go now, suppose roofs and these carpets, so everything, it will, these are all fuels. So it will go very fast. So if you now go to any malls, these ceilings, etc., now these are already banned. Even if you go to big buildings, etc., these interiors, etc., all the things, now there is a restriction. Even if somebody is using ply, then you have to see the quality of the ply. And the Indian standard quality is L1. What is L1? The lowest price possible. I told somebody, why you go for the L1? Now because in L1, there cannot be any duplicacy. Because it is already L1, who will duplicate it? Oh, what a brilliant idea. Suppose you go for a Van Heusen shirt, it is very costly. Now there will be some duplicating agency who will try to duplicate because their price will be less. But if you already go for L1, whether Van Heusen will go to duplicate it. So in duplicacy, there is no problem like this. So the things are coming accordingly. Over 50% of the factories still lack adequate alarm. Many people say, when we discuss with them, what is your fire safety management? No sir, excellent. Why? Now we have installed 1000 fire extinguishers. Suppose an industry has installed 1000 fire extinguishers, whether they are fire safety concern?
No, sir.
Huh? Why no?
Because it also requires fire doors and proper air fixing.
ନାଇଁ ନା ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ କହୁନି ଫାଷ୍ଟ ହେଉଛି extinguishers. Point one is, so they are having a high risk of fire, that is the reason why they have installed 1000 fire extinguishers. Then second question is whether the calculation is adequate. Have they gone for a fire load calculation? And each fire extinguisher has got a limitation. Now depending on the fire load, if scientifically it is worked out that 800 fire extinguisher is sufficient, very good, even 1000 is not required. Suppose the calculation says 1200 is required and these people are boldly telling we are having 1000. I ask them that 1000 why you have made? Now sir, we thought in this room, suppose somebody will install few fire extinguishers. Now, depending on what, how you will arrive into a conclusion that 4 fire extinguishers are okay, or 3 is okay, or 6 is okay. So there should be a scientific calculation. Now, suppose there is a house. You have purchased or constructed a new house and you have gone for wiring. So when you applied for that, so they made a calculation that 5 kilowatt is enough. After 5 years or 10 years, your consumption has increased because you have added few more ACs, some other electrical gadgets. Now still your load as per the government system is 5 kilowatt. So as per thumb rule says, if a person is becoming older, his weight carrying ability increases or decreases? Huh? Then why the wires are taking more load? That is one. Second, suppose you want to install one AC in your house. Now there is some installation charge. If you ask for the authorized person to install your AC, he will say we will take 1,000. You search for another authorized person in your nearby locality, they told we will take 500. Then to whom you will engage? L1, 500. And he is not an electrician. He is electrician because people say he is doing electrical job. We say electrician who is having a knowledge on electricity. He must be at least ITI in electrical. Or at least he must have been given some induction training that how to do. Then he is an electrician. But we say that anybody who deals with electricity is an electrician. And if you ask him what is your educational qualification, he will say class 7. Class 7 he is electrician. Now what he will do? Definitely it will lead to problem. And our education system is also like this. What is our education system? What is the pass mark? 35. They are very easy to say that 35 is the pass mark, but if you rethink it, if you make 65% mistake, then you are pass. So which one is, you are having more luxury or less luxury?
More luxury.
If you make 65% mistake, then government will declare you that you are pass. Once you go inside the factory, management will say you have to make 100% correct. You should ask the management who has passed you, who has given you a certificate, correct? So the basic concept, now we say the contract laborers. Many people even in this education institute, you see a lot of people are contract people, they are working. Now who is a contractor? Who is a contract people? People say anybody who is engaged through a contractor is a contracting person, correct? Why now even government, they engage through contractors? Because they will not demand permanent job and they will not ask for huge salary, correct? Now, to me, 90% of the accidents that happen everywhere, these are all related to contract laborers. So, the definition of contract labor, as far as my analysis is, a person who is less knowledge and who is able to pass, so he becomes a contract laborer. The person who will become a pass, he will become a regular laborer. He will do still better, then he will go to diploma, still better, engineering, still better, other things. So, depending, and accordingly also, the accident statistics, if you find in last 10 years, hardly out of maybe every year, around 50 people are dying in industries. So in 10 years, 500 people must have died, and hardly 2 to 3 engineers, they have died because of their own mistake or because of the problem in the machinery. All these people are contract labored. Why? The logic is they are having less knowledge. They don't understand. So that is why they do. Even if the statistic is the people up to 25, the death rate is more. Then next is 25 to 30, 35. From 35 onwards till 55, the death rate actually decreases. After 55 again it increases. Why? That also we have made an analysis, because at 55 now they want to the higher education of the student, of their kids, or marriage. They want more money, they make overtime. And many of the accident cases have resulted during overtime only, due to fatigue. So this is what the analysis is, which is practical. That is the reason why now there are safety officers in factories or in institutions anywhere. Their job is they will give induction training. We ask that they are the contract labor. No, sir, we don't allow contract labor directly. And what you do? Now we give them induction training. And I told you induction training for how many days or hours? Many people they give 1 day induction training, you they give hourly training. Then I told him, when the professor sitting here, they taught him for 1 year, and the person who appeared and held in the exam was made pass by the safety officer by giving 1 hour training without exam. This is the reality. Am I correct, or I will repeat it again? No repetition is required. So, either the safety officers are outstanding, or the professors, they are not doing their job. Which one is correct? So, that's why I tell the safety officers to declare himself safe if they are doing something for the cause. We are giving training so that the person will do the things correctly. And by giving 1 day training, he cannot do it because he is not a person having work, so that he will absorb it. If somebody is telling, the professor is telling to 50 students, and when they appear the exam, somebody is securing 100 out of 100, somebody is making 0. When the voice is same, but it is the absorption that result. So the contract labor, because they are having less knowledge, definitely they will absorb less. So don't depend on training. Do everything in the system. Safety is basically of 3 types. One is at source. Suppose the fan is there. Now suppose you will hang it at the again bottom, or down kar denge. What will happen? Somebody suppose raising hand, it will hit. So that is the unsafe conditions. So you have to do your things accordingly. Suppose there is some noise in the fan. So what you will do? The best one is either you eliminate it or suppress it. That is the first degree of handling a problem. How to eliminate it? You remove it by another one. How to suppress it? Now suppose there is a noise, make some greasing, make some balancing, so that the noise will be reduced. So that is the first degree. But many organizations, if they will say, we will give them your plug, but we will raise the sound. Yesterday only I had gone to one shop, it had gone green chili. So a police van came and they made siren because people were parking on the road. So many people, they could understand that this is meant for us. And they became very happy. I am such a violator that a police van with people have come for me to tell the police. Once they removed everything, still the noise is not going. It is still blowing. Then somebody went there. They told, sir, you can stop it. He told the time when you are leaving it, many people must have felt awkward. You have never thought of it. So you also enjoy the sound. So that is the system how things are moving. Unless otherwise, if you go on telling, people will not listen. If you give them some job, definitely they will make. That is the how things are happening. It is the again because of analysis only. Many people that develop accordingly. ठीक है जी? A fire, I know these are all important, these things are known to you all people. Now coming to the major causes of fire, the electrical source. Now you see, if you go to the fire department of government of Odisha, they will say 80% of the fires are because electrical origin. Do you know why? No. The reason is, once there is a fire and you go for inquiry, what you will get there? Everything is fired, only ashes are there. So the only thing which is probable is the electrical short circuit. Easy to tell. Other things you cannot know. So that is the reason why I believe that many people say 80%. So electrical fire is the क्या बोलते हैं, just like Mahadev. जो भला गौड़ से पी गले, so all discredit goes to electrical people. Scapegoat. But actually you don't know. When I asked to the fire department that how did you know that it is due to electrical short circuit, you were not there at that time. Nobody was also there. If suppose the electrical fire, it will not happen overnight or immediately within 5 minutes. It will go on sparking, observably heating, then slowly it will spread. And if it is not attended quite long time, then slowly it will catch fire. Am I correct? But people say it is electrical short circuit. My analysis is, when there is a fire, at that time nobody was available. Nor the fire detection system, suppression, nothing worked. And the fire enjoyed. When nobody was there, and government is asking what is the cause of fire, you don't know anything. Definitely you have to be, somebody you have to search. So the searching point is electrical. Now do you disagree with me? No, ना मु तो निजे जानी पारुनी ना आपण एनालिसिस करिवे आपण एतबेले गले घरटा धर जाऊ जळी गला तापर आसी एनालिसिस किछि नथिबो से पचारिबो कोन कला जण धर जो से जण इंटेंशनली भी जाली दिबो यू कैन नॉट नो सो दीज आर वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग्स टू नो सो दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई इवन इन फायर डिपार्टमेंट you have to give a reason, and that too also very quickly, because everybody wants. What is the reason? Without inquiry, how you will say? Paper will say it is already 48 hours. Government is unable to understand the cause of fire. They tell within 40 seconds we will say, electrical short circuit. Everybody silent. Silence many times makes the statistics very high, but it is not the real solution. But in industries, because a lot of things are codified, quantified, whenever there is an electrical fire, now you can also understand that where there is a fire load more, whether it is overheating or not. So these all gadgets are now available. If you install it, so you will get the signal out of that. So that is the reason why they can pinpoint. But if you go to the fire department, you will find that electrical is 80 to 90%. Then smoking, heat caused by friction, overheating, all these things are there. This is what are the statistics we have got from our own record. Now we are coming to our state Odisha. You see, the best thing is these statistics we are getting it from National Crime Record. Now crime record gets all the information from the individual state governments. Now if the record is less, then these states are rewarded. So many states, they are having their own arrangement that how to make records less. And you will find others. Suppose there will be many cause, electrical fire, short circuit, somebody will say because of there is a CO or smoking, like this. There will be another column, a big column, that is others. Others means the reason is not known. So that itself is very difficult. So they try to hide. But in government of Odisha, you will be happy to know that it is already computerized. Even a person living in USA can give a fire call from USA through the portal, and it will be addressed. How it is being done? So this is for you, because we are having a center which is now located at Manchester, where all crime, police people and fire, they are having an integrated fire station. So any call that comes, suppose 112, so it will come to them, it will be recorded. Mobile number, from where it is located, the area, etc. Suppose it is in Sambalpur, in a particular area. So everything will be recorded there. Then immediately there will be a call. It will actuate the nearest fire station. They will get a call that there is a fire in this. Once it is there, then the team will immediately come out. The fire engine will start. That will be also recorded. Then they will move. When they will reach that site, it will be also recorded. Then they will extinguish the fire. Then fire extinguish declaration, it will be also recorded. Then they will again come back and close, so that the circuit will be completed. And everything is documented. So you can know that when there was a fire, at what time, who gave these things. So all, suppose now parents are there. Now they don't know what to do. Now their kids are there available, etc. Now they can raise a call also. So it will be recorded, everything there. You can study it. You can have a first visit to that area. You can make a request letter from the institute, and you can move that I have given. So you know these are the very systematic. And what are the demerits? Demerit is these statistics you cannot hide. The other states, they have not become number one. What is the reason? Because they have got facility to hide. It is very crystal clear. Because फायर ऐसा नहीं कि ओडिशा में ज़्यादा होगा. क्यों होगा? कि ओडिशा में टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, वो भी बात नहीं है. If you look into the disaster management system, Odisha is the number one in entire world. It is being recognized by World Bank, it is being recognized by a lot of organizations. So even our fire team, they are now told as fire and disaster response. So they are also responding. And if you look into the fire department, they are broadly now divided into three categories. One is preventive fire. Even they are giving trainings. At Bhubaneswar, there is a training center near Barmunda. So who will be trained? It is not only the fire professionals. Suppose any industry, they want their people to be trained, they can go there at free of cost. So all sort of trainings will be given. School students, suppose the mall, anybody, even suppose Basti people, even the public officials, anybody who wants, so they can. They are having also buses, so they can go to your site and also give you training. Even in Kotak, another such things are coming up. So this is a preventive way. Now, in many time, the fire officers to the industry or to the houses that we want to go your house and to inspect. Now nobody allows. They will say, why the fire officer is coming? There will be some problem. Hey. Have you ever faced such problem? But when there will be fire, you will again put pressure on the people that they will come quickly. So these are all things. I am giving you some of the statistics. That in 2020, the all India record was 9,110. So it is decreasing. Means in 2019, 10,915 people they died all over India. That is reduced. But in Odisha, in 2019 it was 971. In 2020 we have increased. This is the data. That is the reason why I have IIT Bhubaneswar. They have made some awareness programs. This is required. Now I have already told that for fire there is a Agni Sabha portal, Government of Odisha. Now what are the things? One is fire safety recommendations. Can anybody say what is fire safety recommendations?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Before starting any project, fire officials came to visit the site and they issue a certificate recommending what fire systems are required, what
Correct.
uh,
When you are establishing any industry or any institutes where there is a congregation of people, so all these things they require a fire NOC, later stage. So the beginning is, suppose you are having such a building which will be approved by BDA or BMC, then BDA or BMC will redirect the application to fire department. So fire department will give a recommendation that you require these things. These must fire extinguishers, these must hydrant points, this is the water capacity, like this, everything. This is escape doors like this. So they will give some recommendation. These recommendation, based on this recommendation, now BDA will approve your drawing. And these recommendation will also be handed over to the builder. Once the construction is over, now the builder will go for a possession letter. He will apply again to BDA or BMC, they give us a possession letter. So this possession letter आएगा, then this letter will be forwarded to the fire department by BDA or BMC. Then the fire people will come and see that this was our recommendation and what they have actually done. If it is okay, they will issue fire NOC and possession letter will be given. If it is not done, then they will say unless it is done, no fire NOC, so no possession. So that is the way now things are working. So one first is the fire safety recommendation, then fire safety certificate, then fire safety certificate will be renewed. Because you don't know what changes you have made, because you are the owner of your house or building or institute. You must be making some modifications. If so, it is also required to be renewed. Then copy of fire report. So these are the work they are doing. Fire incident certificate, so these things. Now as I told, there is a preventive wing. So what is their job? Their job is this, risk identification. Now, these fire act rules, this is now applicable in Odisha from 2017.
17.
Now, in 2017, some rules and regulations have come. So you have to do like this. So you have to give a approach road. Now suppose this is one apartment. Now suppose there is a fire. Now the fire tender will come. If you are having a road on the periphery of the apartment, then the fire tender can move freely. Now suppose you are not having sufficient land and the building is constructed before 2017, then what you will do? For that also you cannot say demolish it. So you have to make some arrangement. What is the arrangement? Now if the fire tender will go, it can supply water from the tender itself. If fire tender cannot go, then fire tender will only extend the pipes. You will have your own arrangement of water. So that is the additional which one can do. Because one cannot demolish, because a lot of people are there. So like this, lot of rules and regulations are coming. So you have to make your system. That is the reason how you have to now identify the apartment. Now suppose in Bhubaneswar area there are 10,000 apartments. These apartments are required to be studied depending on the risk, whether high risk, medium risk or low risk. New apartments which are coming because they are now safety, fire safety compliance. So the risk is less. The old buildings are having more risk. And how the risk? Now suppose your infrastructure is bad, number of population is more, maintenance is poor, depending on that, and you are having flammable material. Suppose earlier you are having your own house. In your house, whatever material you are having, accordingly you are very careful. Now in an apartment, you don't know what your neighbor is keeping. Suppose there are some flammable materials your neighbor is keeping, you cannot say anything. And suppose it catches fire, it is not your neighbor will enjoy alone. You are a party to his enjoyment. So now people are asking, if we will enjoy for his mistake, now there should be some regulation that he will not commit such mistake. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So how you will do it? So there should be surveillance, what material he is taking, why he is taking. So if these things are there in any apartment, it is a low risk. If no provision is there, anybody can come and go, it becomes high risk. So depending on this, now time has come to identify in each city the type of apartment, depending on the risk category. And there are a lot of parameters available. You have to give rating and you have to do it. And who will do it? It is either the fire department who will do, or fire department can make any agency third party, maybe some institute. Because to define how risk one apartment is, it requires a multidimensional analysis, which a common person may not do it. So for that, if it is a very big intrinsic, so now the reputed institutes can also come into play. That is the reason why OSDMA also was trying to make a MOU. I hope it is not done, but right time that somebody has to act on this. Then second is mock drills. What is mock drills? Now suppose there will be a siren now that there is a fire. Then he told that I will rush. Now many people will do like many things, so it will be captured in a video that what people are doing, what is their behavior once they get an alarm that there is a fire. Now you have to study their behavior. Then you have to tell that what should be the real behavior and where is the gap. That gap is required to be minimized. Now suppose in a mall, lot of people are coming from different area. In a big hospital, lot of people including patients are coming. Now suppose all of a sudden there is a siren, there is a fire. You will find many people they don't know what to do. Many people they know what to do. Now the best thing is only the person who are required to fight fire, they will be there. Other people will come to the one location which is identified by the organization that it is a safe place. So that safe location is required to be defined. Now in here, how many people are there? Suppose 43 or 45, 46. The record is available. Now you gave a siren. Now the people who are required to do the firefighting work, they will be there. Other people will go to assembly point. You make a roll call there, and you find that 39 people are there. Then you are telling 4 others are left. Then you think who are the 5? Now 4 people are there. You say now 3 are there. Then 39, so another 1 is left out. That is how. Then you will have to search who is that person. How quickly you can know. So all these things are also the outcome of the mock drills. Number 1, what you will do. You have got a very specific role. Because India is very famous that any time if you ask a problem, people will give solutions. And listening lot of solution is a big problem. And it will add up your problem. The problem will become bigger. Even in these, many people see the video, lot of things are coming about health. Many people they give and you see the different things are coming and people will be confused. So mock drill is nothing but it is a preparedness, and preparedness depending on your ability. You are defined what to do. You are not required to do anything, you should not do anything. So you will go to the assembly point straight away. You are required to do something, it is already defined, you are trained, only you do. Don't try to do, so this will develop. Then awareness creation. Awareness creation is, so every time we have to tell, just like in one apartment I told, if you go to Bhubaneswar area, minimum 20% of the apartments, they must have sealed their balconies. The reason is very simple. The number 1 is dust, number 2 is theft. But they forget what is fire. Even if you have sealed it, but make a door or window there and you lock it. At the time of emergency, you can unlock it so that the fire people can come and rescue you. Okay? I never say that you don't close it because you don't know the luxury of theft. Now earlier individual houses there was theft. Now in apartment also they have made their entry. And the basic defense is there is no restriction. Now in many gated apartment, big organization, they are having a pass cash reader. You go, then gate will lift. Vehicle, just assembly vehicle will lift. So like this provision is there. So it means undue people cannot come. So things are improving over the period of time, but these things awareness will help. And awareness is very simple. Now suppose in case of a LPG, a lot of people are using. So what you will do? And in case of fire, what you will do? The only thing is, if there is a fire, whether standing position is better or sitting position is better or lying down position is better. Huh? Buddha. When there is a fire, so there is a carbon will come in contact with oxygen, it will become CO2. CO2 is heavier than air or lighter than air? Huh? So this will go up. So that's why if you go down, then you will have access to the free oxygen more. So that is one. Number two is also the visibility is also more if you lie down. So these are very simple things. This will also help. These are awareness. And many times, now suppose you are in an apartment and there is a fire and you are unable to come out. What you will do? So all these things are taught. Even suppose this is in the bottom there are gaps. If you seal the gaps, it is better because this smoke cannot come in. So there are a lot of things which it can be discussed during awareness. Very simple things. Then develop infrastructure. Infrastructure means there should be some machinery, at least it will detect that there is a chance of fire here because the load is increasing. Then you can take a timely action. Once there is a fire, you will handle. That is not better. So all these things are coming as a preventive measures. That is the reason why you have to allow people to come and do it. What government of Odisha is now trying to do, that you have to go for fire audit of each building. Now who will audit? If these are low risk buildings, then the owner of the building will give a fire audit report. There will be some questions, you will just upload it in the website. Then my house is safe. Means he is knowingly telling his unsafe house is safe. Tomorrow when there is a fire, he cannot say that it is a mistake of fire department. Now whenever there is a fire, blame goes to the fire department because they could not come in time. But they are not coming in time, having lot of reason. 5 minutes the response time, but the traffic is taking 30 minutes and you cannot demand. But you have to make yourself aware that you have to understand that if I keep these things, then my house will become unsafe. So that's why there is an audit form available now. Each house owner has to give an audit report in the website, and he will give a, that is a declaration. Now suppose the medium and high risk, so depending on each apartment, suppose now 20 people are there, so there must be one fire compliance officer. What is his work? Now they will give, suppose there is a fire. Now the fire tender will come. Fire tender will come, to whom they will report. So somebody must coordinate. Why? Because the fire department has come from outside. He doesn't know where there is fire. He doesn't know where there is a water source. He doesn't know where is the pump. So somebody is required to coordinate with the fire department. And in case of fire, what is required to do? Who will coordinate? What are the facilities available? All the things. So these are required. At least if there is a fire complaints officer, at least he will tell people, you don't come like this, be there in this is the assembly point like this. So mitigation, that is what you have to now develop, preparedness, all these, this is their internal arrangement which the people will do. So from government of Odisha side, now OSDMA has made an MOU with the Beyond Carlton a person, agency from Bangalore to develop the fire safety framework in the twin city Cuttack and Bhubaneswar. And Beyond Carlton is the first of its kind at Bangalore who has developed the fire safety plan for Bangalore city. And the owner of that Beyond Carlton, resident of the Carlton apartment in Bangalore. In 2010, there was a massive fire where around 10 to 12 people died, including his son also lost in the fire. From then and there, they have developed an agency that they are doing. Now, for this, you have to understand the fire statistics of Cuttack, Bhubaneswar and Cuttack, fire trend, calls, injuries, region, measures taken, result, what is missing, all these things. This is also we are planning. So, need to study the data and act on select key areas, because you cannot abruptly go for this. You have to identify which area actually you will address first. Now, this is the integrated approach needed. There is a pre-event, event, post-event. Pre-event before fire, number one is design approval. Anybody is giving a design. Now, suppose a big apartment of 40-story building will be constructed at Bhubaneswar. Now, they have engaged architect from USA, UK, and many things, and it will be approved by one engineer of BDA. Do you think that the design will be understood by him? If he has not understood or upgraded his knowledge accordingly, it will be very difficult. So whatever you will give, you will approve. So only approval is a formality. But if you really want to approve, it will take time. But now people are taking the approval time is very huge time is being taken. So the people who are approving, they are now not taking any time. They are simply approving, leaving everything to the God. So these pre-event, that design approval, that process also requires certain strategic things which should be seen. So that design approval is drawing and plans. Now there is a government drawing, this much is the area you have to do, which is the fire precaution you have to take. Now people say yes, matter ends. Then occupancy approval, I told, National Building Code compliance. National Building Code is the latest, which is guided by, now you have to approve it. Now even the materials that are to be used, now it is a critical building, all materials should be flame resistant. So like this, lot of innovations can be put into this. Then electrical and other components. Now electrical wires, electrical gadgets. Now in India, we are unable to do it because whatever we are taught in IITs or NITs are ruled out because of L1 system. L1, which is less price, is widely used. And when there is a fire, we blame to other people. We don't blame ourselves. So these are very problematic things we have to address. The only thing is only awareness and awareness. People must understand. Now you cannot stop the manufacturers, because if there are no industry, the country cannot also improve. So it is going on. But there will be one day time, unless otherwise there is any IS system. Now nothing will be given. But these are the certain things, effective enforcement. Now suppose there are now 15 lakhs people available. To effectively enforce, how many people are required? Now suppose we are having only 1500 people. Now you tell one person is now taking care of more than 10,000. Whether it is practicable? There is a thumb rule in institutes that for every 40 students there will be one professor, or like this, or there is some specification is there. In government also it is there. Suppose factories, now there is a rule framed in the year 1983 that for 150 factories and boilers together there will be one officer. 83 में हुआ था. आज का डेट में one officer is looking after more than 400, 2.5 times more. And now the quality of the risk factor of the industries have also increased because new and new technology are coming. So with that it is practically very difficult to develop. But still we have to see that how you can have enforcement. Then this is the pre-event. You have to make a study and you have to do it. Second, suppose there is already a fire ho gaya. What to do? Now what and who observe? Suppose somebody will observe. Now many people they see that there is a road accident or somebody is on the working very unsafe manner on the road in the cable. Many people see but nobody reports. Why? Because they think this is not my job. So here government desires now anybody, that is the reason why now if you report an accident then police was first catching you. Abhi ho gaya je nahi, there will be no case etc. The reason is now they have understood that because of legal complicacy many people although they are interested to help someone but they are not willing. So they have changed it. So that these reforms will definitely come. But what is more important is anybody at any point of time, whoever come across of any unsafe act or conditions is required to be reported. And report to whom etc. it should be widely written everywhere. Just like you see this is fire, that to whom to call, that number should be available. In all industries we are giving this so that at least now it becomes, and it should be propagated all the time. Then action to raise alarm. Now alarm cannot be everywhere, but in some places. So once a call is given, then somebody will raise, whoever it may be. So he can raise the alarm. Once the alarm, then you must know that alarm must be fire alarm. Because alarm may be of different type. In school there is an alarm. In film hall there is an alarm. But fire alarm are of different types. So continuous, then be continuous like this. So people must be aware that this is a fire alarm. Then action to call fire force. Then from where people will come. So it should be fire station should be even in the factories or somewhere it should be located at a central position. Or the position where the risk of fire is more. That study will be made. Accordingly, it should be very close to the fire prone areas. Then what will happen? The time that will be reduced. Then immediate response, local firefighting, evacuation management, area alarm. So these are certain things. Once you read, you can understand. So this is a method that is being done. This is the anatomy of a fire. The pre-accident that I have taught. This is suppose you forget, this is a flow diagram. Again divided into three parts, pre, during and post. Pre, three things are there. One is the building approval process, building design approval process, then occupancy that I have rightly told. Once occupancy is given, it should be 100% understood that all safety gadgets are being in place. So that is one thing. Then 4 and 5 is during accident. Suppose fire ho gaya, then incident reporting, response with interdepartmental coordination. Lot of people are required. Even suppose somebody will rescue, suppose they will give him immediate first aid, then they will be brought to the hospitals. So even in many places that hospital is, suppose in a factory there is an accident. Now what is happening? They are giving calls, so the person is rescued, then ambulance is brought in and they are sent to the hospital. It takes another 30 minutes. Now suppose immediately accident, you give a call to the hospital, they will send an ambulance with doctors and facilities. So by the time the patient is rescued, the ambulance is already there in the factory. Or suppose here, there is some problem. What you will do? You will make first aid, everything, then you will call, then it will come. So it's a matter of time. And that is the golden time. So that can be, now mobile ambulance systems can be also put to practice, particularly in industrial belt. So whenever there is accident, you call them, they will come to the site. इसमें क्या होगा? Response times will be less. So these are certain things which are required to be guided because of your own, after a lot of permutation combination, as you find, you go to any hospital, they will say, if you were to come only before 5 minutes, I don't know, 5 minutes, even if you had come, different thing, but they will say, इसका मतलब is, accident हो गया, then he was brought to hospital, if you can reduce the time, the probability of life will increase. Cannot give guarantee that 100% होगा, but there is a chance, there is some people can be put to life. Then once everything is over, then post incident, क्यों हुआ, कैसे हुआ, what, that rehabilitation, compensation, legal, higher forensics in some cases, then learning, improvement and training. The only thing is done is learning improvement. Whatever I am talking now, these are all the learnings that we have come across from different things and we are trying to improvise. So this is the fire prevention, life safety, fire protection that I have already discussed. These class A, B, C, these are also very common things. This is what I am talking about, the industrial buildings exclusively that we are looking into, low hazard, moderate hazard, high hazard, that is required to be understood. In many times, suppose flammable materials are there. Now suppose furnace oil is being stored in a factory, suppose 50 kL. Now one of the point is, there are different combinations. Number one, that 50 kL can be put in one tank, or that 50 kL can be put in 5 tanks. Which is better? Huh? Doubt होगी. If it is 50 ton in one tanker, it catches fire, all 50 ton is into problem. If it is 10 ton each in 5, and there is a fire in 1 ton, other 40 are saved. And there is a chance also that you can also, suppose you can pump it to other empty box, etc. So if you make less capacity and more tanks, then from fire point of view it is better. Now coming to second. Now suppose that 5 tanks you are having in a particular area, at a distance of maybe 3 meter or 5 meter. Or you can keep it at different points, 50 meter away, because all these things will be not utilized in a single point. It will be utilized at 5 different points. Wherever it will be utilized, you keep 10 ton each. So that cascading effect is also reduced. Because in one tank there is a fire, it may so happen it can migrate to the other tank also. So these are the two things I told you. Now coming to the next. Now that tank you can put on the ground, you can put underground, you can put above ground. Possible?
Yes,
Suppose there is no space, you have to put it over ground, above the ground. Suppose there is space, you are putting on the ground. And you can put underground also. Which is better? Huh? So underground So underground is always better. Why? Now because there is oxygen ka availability is less. Because even if you are having a fuel, if it will not come in contact with the oxidizing agent, so there is no chance of reaction. So that is the reason why now all these it is LPG bottling plants. They are having these bullets. The bullets are overhead. Now, after in one time, suppose it is a bullet like this. Now this side are descents. Now it is with heavy pressure. Now suppose this is a welded part. Suppose this will go. It will just go like a bullet. So what they made a system? that you will have a retainer wall of heavy concrete, so that in case there is a fire, it will go and hit and remain. Now they are telling that you make it underground. So if you make underground, your risk is much less. There will be no escape. Even if escape, you don't have oxygen. So like this, all these systems are gradually improving. So that is the reason why the high hazard industry is now becoming a low hazard industry. Similarly also, at home also, we have to keep things. Suppose there is an electrical connection. We have to see that very close to electrical connection, there is a chance of short circuit. Now all flammable materials should be away. Like this, so very simple things can be also made, accordingly you can do. So fire load calculation is very much important. Instead of going arbitrarily at length that this much fire extinguisher we have given, what is required to be that you have to make a calculation, you have to understand what are the types of fire extinguisher required, what is the quantity of fire extinguisher required, and how many are required. Suppose now this is a building where a lot of flammable substance is there. Now somebody asked me to provide fire extinguishers. Now I have got a choice. These are my two doors. One of the choice is I will keep one fire extinguisher outside both the doors. And I can keep as many possible. Second, I will keep inside. Just you open the door and there is a thing. What is the reason? If you keep outside, it will be out. Because if somebody can take it away. So you keep. Or next is you can keep anywhere. Which is better? Puta koriya kotha. ଭିତରେ ଧରନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଆସିଲା ବେଳକୁ ଭିତରେ ନିଆଁ ଜଳୁଛୁ ଆଉ ଭିତରକୁ ପଶି ପାରିବେନି ସେ କହିଲାଣି କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା କଲା ବେଳକୁ ବଢୁଛି ଆଉ କଣ ମାନେ so this is how we have to think of a very simple thing. Now people told, now your scientists told that you require 10 fire extinguisher of this capacity, etc. Once it is done, then second question is where to keep location. Somebody will say keep it on the roof height, so that nobody will take it away. But at the time of fire, where you will get that ladder and etc. So it is always better keep it at your reach, and it is always better that have one fire extinguisher outside the building or at the very close to the main gate or the door. The reason is you simply catch one fire extinguisher, open, go, start firing. There may be conditions like this. It is already in fire. At that time you can help. So all the things will come into picture, and depending on your things will improve. Then occupancies of fire load calculation. This is what is given in NBC. So all the data will be available to you. Then some storage and shelter buildings. So these are also there. Now flame resistance. These are some of the basic properties of the building materials on which now NBC or these are all recommendations. You cannot give that you have to use this, but it is left to the people to use it, because the very basic, whatever the law is not for the maximum, it is for the minimum requirement. If you don't do, then you are not allowed. Just like personal protective equipment, helmet, that I told is the last degree. First degree is your prevention or suppression. Second is a barrier. Suppose there is a noise in some place, or suppose in a steel melting shop, hot process, when somebody will be exposed to the heat, definitely he will feel uncomfortable. More time that they must say, sorry, suppose you are in a hot process, so there is subjected to heat, you are not comfortable. So what they will do? People say give them the jacket. So jacket is the PP, third degree. Second degree is if you keep the operator inside a glass house. Actually, if you go to some factories, you will find that some people are kept in a glass room and they are operating. What that glass room is doing? It is a barrier. Barrier from the hazard. Hazard is the heat. So now that heat is not directly exposed, but vision is intact. So he can see, he can do the work, but you are putting some AC or fan ventilation system, so the person is comfortable. So it is a barrier. If that is not possible, give them heat retardant jacket. But anybody who has used it, he can only understand. Very difficult. You have to become 100% disciplined. Many people say that it is a very uncomfortable hota hai. We don't have any answer. We only say if you give a Venusian shirt to a monkey, after 10 minutes what he will do, you are telling the same thing. So behave like a man. Besides that, you don't have anything. Because it's very difficult. Because these are very heavy and inside you will feel discomfort. Putting a helmet for 8 hours in a factory is also not very comfortable. You have to practice it. And once you have practiced, then you will continue. Just like the people in the court, they are using a coat, even in the direct sunlight, at 45 degree, they are still using it for 8 hours. Very difficult. They are charging little high, we say, why they are taking so much? But you feel the heat internally they are doing. Now suppose, this thing I have already told, suppose ammonia is now used in Paradip. In IPCO, now they have already made it 70,000. And they are having also more than. Now the point is, there is a chance of fire. What we study is, now suppose ammonia leaks, it has got two things. If ammonia will leak, so there is a gas, that ammonia gas itself, if somebody will inhale, then you will go. Now, what is the permissible? Now, permissible is 50 ppm at work spot for 8 hours, but we recommend 25 ppm hona chahiye. Now, suppose to maintain 25 ppm at work spot and suppose there is a leakage, this can travel up to 5 kilometers. Okay? So, you have to evacuate people at 5 kilometer radius. But the interesting is, the smell can go up to 25 kilometers. And the people from 25 kilometers, they will shout more. And you cannot say that there will be no problem. They will say how? It is just like many people complain that there is a lot of dust. Very problem. What is the problem because of dust? Can anybody say? Huh?
With lungs. Breathing.
Lungs technical lungs is nothing but a perforated balloon. It expands, then sinks. And if it expands, the maximum size of that perforated is only 5 to 10 micron. Means if the dust particle is less than 5 micron or say 10 micron, then it will enter into your lungs. Correct? If it is more than 10 micron, it will not enter into your lungs. And even if it is more than 10 micron, you cannot see in the naked eye. So the dust if you see, it will not enter into your lungs. But you see your answer is lungs is a problem. The dust which you see has got no health hazard. It has only, it will give you some discomfort. A person efficiency will reduce, but he will not face any health hazard. Health hazard if the size is less. And if the size is less, you cannot see the dust. So the dust which you cannot see is creating your health hazard. And the dust which you see will not create health hazard. But we get maximum problem from the dust which people see. Very difficult. So awareness is required.
Sir, it can reduce visibility.
That is correct. But the thing is, every day we are making our things clean. For the temporary time, it will do it. For that particular area, the person who are exposed to the work, they will be given some precautions. We are having system, suction system, other system. so that, and that we can take care. But the common thing that people complain is that we must understand. So our point is very simple. If we are having lot of hazardous chemical, flammable material, then we have to segregate it and instead of keeping in one place. Number one. Number two, we have to make the quantity less. If possible, we have to make it underground. If possible, the overhead, etc., that we will not do it because again rescue, etc., firefighting will be a problem. So these are the things. Then the next things is coming. Suppose now you are having a 10-ton diesel tank. Suppose it exploded because of something. So what you will do? What will happen to that tanker, that spillage? If suppose there is a leak, huge leakage, you could not arrest it. So all diesel or furnace oil will come out. So we have to make a retainer wall, and the capacity of the retainer wall should be at least more than the capacity of the tank, so that it will retain this. Then we will make some other system to transfer it to some other empty tanker. So these are certain provisions also, we have to keep it. I am not going to the why it failed. That is the design, etc., that we have already done. At the time when it leaked and failed, there is absolutely no time for that to think of. So our point is we have to see. It will not go through the drain. Even that naphtha once leaked from Raulkela steel plant, it passed to the drains and went outside the drain, and somebody threw a cigarette. Then it came back from the market to again city. But the fire came out. So all these things will also happen and can happen. So these are the type of hazards we generally come across. Now suppose location wise, I am giving you one point that in Vedanta we are having transformer oil, HFO, all the things. The points that we are making, so these are actually the area, vulnerable area. Now in certain cases, depending on the leakage, if it is a, suppose all these are liquid things, so you can retain it inside. Suppose these are all gaseous things, then it will go in the air. How much distance it will move, you cannot say now, because depending on the air velocity, depending on the air dimension, depending on the quantity, and at that time the other condition, means the humidity, all other conditions, the dispersions will take a place. So there are dispersion modeling are available. So for the worst scenario, you have to understand that this is the thing. So there will be a core zone and buffer zone. How many people are required to be evacuated? If so, you must know the details. So all these things will come into picture. So this is being dealt in the on-site emergency plan or disaster control measures. So the beyond Carlton that did there some survey, they found there are some unauthorized construction and lack of enforcement of guidelines for temporary structures. Yeah, mane hoji, if you go into the city, you will find that many places in government places there are unauthorized construction. People, they come very slowly, and slowly they add up. First one person will come, then he will stay there for 2-3 days or 1 week, then he will keep few bricks, then slowly he will make a small hatchet, then expand it, extend it, and their rules regulations are very fast. They do it sincerely and consistently. Then they bring their relatives. After few years, you will find there is a colony. Then they make a union. They catch hold of the local sarpanch. We will cast you vote. You give us. We don't have house. And many times people they also stay in that basti, but they have constructed buildings and giving it on rent. So this is a luxury that you cannot overrule also. Then use of flammable materials, that I have told in Balesar, such thing happened in an apartment. So they are having some explosive items, so it exploded. and the neighbors, they were also affected. So that is the reason why the neighbor has now got a right to also know whether any suspicious material which are not permissible are being kept with their neighbors or not. If so, then what are the modality to be adopted to see that these things will not happen. Invitation that exceeds the venue capacity, many times, suppose in a building or Kalyan Mandap, they say that 50 people or 500 people are there. More people will come. In a bus, suppose 50 seats are there, sometimes 100 also goes. And in some state also people first fill up from the top, then they come to the inside. In many states also they do. Then negligence of authority, violation of electricity norms, lack of dedicated born units. Dedicated born units. Now we are also having a training program with Government of Odisha with State Level Institute. Now in Western Odisha, starting from Bargarh, Sambalpur, Sundargarh, everybody, a lot of sponge iron plants are there. And hot process, blast furnace, etc. So there are burn injuries, so they are taken to IGH. So in IGH, they say you must bring them quickly. So we invited the IGH doctors that if they tell them what should be the conditions, if there is a burn injury, what they will do. Only if you can put the person inside water immediately for half an hour, lot of things will be, the survival rate will be immediately increased by 50%. Because the heat the burn injury are basically of two types. One is a superficial burn, one is a deep burn. Superficial means area. So depending on this hand, leg, etc., there is some calculation. Another is the degree. What is the depth it has gone. So that degree, depth is very dangerous. So what is required to be done? That heat that is exposed, that is required to be withdrawn. And what is the method of withdrawn? Only put inside water. So that water will it will not allow to go penetrate. Or ice. Ice may not be possible. Running water if you give continuously, that's why the sprinkler systems are there. So that will be helpful. If not, then you have to have a dedicated burn unit. Or even how you will be shifted. These are all important things. And the reasons of failure, poor building design. Actually, poor building design, that's what we say. People make their own design later on. After the design is over and construction is done, people make their own design. So that is something very problematic. Obstruction of fire escape routes. If you go to any hospital, you will find all the medicine, etc., these are kept on the staircase, because that is the only area which is free, because every other area either the patients are available or etc. So nobody knows. And when we go to hospital or hotels, we only go through lifts. We also don't know where is the staircase. And because many people, they don't use the staircase, so hospital, hotel, they keep all their items on the floors, staircase. So that is the obstruction. So in case of fire, you will not use the lift. At that time, all the things. Lack of early warning system. Early warning system is very important. So, and lack of emergency procedure. It is sound 9. Just before I end, this is I will repeat it again. This is, I have taken a snap, a virtual snap, that if anybody has visited Sambalpur, from Sambalpur to Burla, so there is a dam. Just after this top one, this is the Hirakud Dam. Now water is coming, this is the bridge, this is a train line. Okay. Now already is there. These are the LPG tanker. two tankers were coming, one tanker is toppled and the LPG started leaking. This is another tanker was coming. This is the condition. Now you think of what you will do. बहुत पिला कहले गोटे आउट ऑफ सिलेबस.
Sir, the tanker was on the railway line.
No, not tanker was on the road. There is a one national highway and also one train line going adjacent to each other. So
PC bridge पाखरे जोटा.
हाँ आज्ञा. A condition माने just I am giving you one example. Suppose this is the situation. You are there as an expert. What you will do?
As a driver,
नहीं
Give a
नहीं.
call to the nearest railway station.
आपण हेले सेफ्टी प्रोफेशनल. आपण कौन करिवे?
We'll do two things. First, we'll give a call to the nearest railway station master to stop the trains which is approaching towards that line.
ट्रेन पर हेडी छेड़ा है. ଆଉ ଅନ୍ୟ ट्रेन को मना करिवे. सेठी वर्तमान कौन हबो? What is doing? It is leaking.
Yes, sir.
After some time it will get a spark or ignition. Then there will be a fire. Now these people who are there already inside the train, they are required to be rescued.
Yes.
How they will be rescued? The approach road, because on the side once you stop it, now this side there will be a big line of vehicles, this side there is a big, you cannot move it. Suppose this is the condition. Virtually, Vartaman, what exactly will do? ट्रेन आपनकर से आसवाटा बंद हो तो आपे बंद हो तो खबर मिल जीवो लाइन क्लियर नहीं ये ट्रेन जाइनी से हो गला बट आवर जॉब इज टू सी दैट देयर इज नो कैजुअलिटी so we have to think accordingly. এই টাইপ रो गोटे जगह रे जदि हमर इन सपोज देयर इज सम प्रॉब्लम लाइक दिस हमें कोन करिया हमें धरो फायर वालू जणे देलु फोन कलु से आसी करिवे को बा कोन करिया कथा जैसे कि एलपीजी टैंकर जाउची
You are showing a hypothetical.
hypothetical correct जैसे कि एलपीजी टैंकर they are moving on the road you will find the driver they are trained they know the basic knowledge that how to arrest a leakage they are having their fixture with them the first thing they must try the second thing is because the problem is that leakage because it can catch fire so you have to arrest the leak that is first priority other thing will follow so the nearest people they are having a emergency rescue vehicle you have to develop green corridor so that the vehicle can come and lift it and go they can decontaminate it means another tanker will come from this tanker it will be transferred to other tanker so these are certain things which are practically possible whatever now the tanker problems are happening in Odisha we are immediately developing a WhatsApp group there are fire people electrical people district administration tahsildar police everybody are given what to do including the IOCL SPCL BPCL people they are having an agreement with all three agencies SPCL BPCL and IOCL that wherever there is any problem the nearest location if they are having a full-fledged office or establishment they will immediately attend it they will come they will try to do it yes. And the best thing people must know if there is any leakage from any tanker at any point of time we are not technically qualified only thing is जो दरी बस्ता etc you just do it with mud माटी पानी देखो ये करो you just press it it will be arrested till the people come not allow the LPG to come out so these are very basic things you must know because suppose you are traveling on the road with a vehicle and just above it is dropping you should not count your life with drops you have to act that is the best thing have mud and just put and press it will arrest so these are certain things which you will know because of experience which are very vital things that it is required so I hope I have completed so this is all about thank you very much Any question you can ask me?
Any questions?
Sir, you were talking about three types of safety.
Huh?
You were talking about the types of safety, three types, but you explained only one.
ठीक है. Three type of safety is safety at source. ठीक है. To prevent it, there are now two things. One, eliminate or suppress. I have told you. Second, give a barrier. Because safety, there is some unsafe or hazard, and the person who is going to be affected. If you can give a barrier between the hazard and the person who is going to be affected, this is the second degree. Why? Now still there is engineering control is required. Third, when you cannot do it, only protect the person who will be affected by the hazard with PP, personal protective equipment. So that is the third degree.